Hey Spartans, we are going to go over the best strategies to get a private room in Jefferson Suites. So first things first is understanding our process and our application timeline. So prior to the self-assign, we have our priority housing application. So you are to fill that out, and then you will either be a group of 4, 3, 2, or 1, also known as individual self-assign. So this is our assignment period. This is where you are going to actually be selecting the space that you're going to be in for the next year. So students will be sent an email to their iSpartan email account, which is your student email, with information regarding your time slot for self-assign. So just keep a lookout for the emails regarding what time you are to sign up, but this is the process. So you'll either sign up with 3 other people, 2 other people, or just yourself or 1 other person. So first things that we have to cover for Jefferson Suites is that there are different configurations, but as you can see to the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, each student that is in a single configuration would have their own independent room. So 1 person would be in A, 1 person would be in B, 1 person in C, and 1 person in D, which you can see in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. And then in the top right-hand corner, a sneak peek of one of our Jefferson rooms. So if you are applying as a group of 4, you're going to need to have that application and prepayment completed, and then you want to establish a group PIN with your group. So ours is 1738. So me and my 3 other people all have their group PIN as 1738. Mine is the first available time slot, so I'm gonna submit all of us because we've already talked and figured out that we are gonna be in an apartment together, which is why we have our group PIN, and so now we're gonna select our space. So I'm going to put myself in room A, and then since I have their group PIN and their student ID numbers, because I've communicated with them so greatly over this process, we are going to be able to select our space. So now I'm going to fill them in to the rooms that they wanted, and this is our crew for the next year. So as you can see, we each have our own private room, but we would be sharing those common spaces. Now, if you're applying as a group of 3, it is the same process. It's the application, the prepayment, have the group PIN and the student ID numbers, and then we can select our space. So once again, I want room A, but it's just a group of 3 this time. So room D is either going to be vacant for the meantime. So I'm going to put myself in room A, room B, and then room C for my 2 friends. And this will be our crew for the next semester or for the next year. But we might have 1 person pop in later during the individual self-assign period. As you can see in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, this is our process. The people that are in groups of 3 or 4 go first, then groups of 2, then groups of 1. So probably around 2:24, we would be getting that other roommate. Now we have, if we're applying as a group of 2, so same thing goes, we need the application, prepayment, and group PIN. We set ours to 1, 2, 3, 4. So me and my friend here, we have our group PIN. I have the earlier application time. I'm going to put myself once again in room A, and then with their group PIN and student ID number, I'm going to put them in room B. Now another group of 2 might pop in here and fill the other half of our apartment, or those 2 spaces will be vacant for the meantime. All right, now last things is if you're a group of 1, an individual, one thing to mention about this is you are going last, so you have less options and less flexibility, which is why we highly recommend that you get a crew of either 3 other people, 2 other people, or 1 other person, so that way you can be higher up in the application timeline. But if you are to sign up as a group of 1, you'd be putting yourself here. Let's say once again, I want room A, and it's vacant currently. I'm going to put myself there. Now these 3 other spaces, for whatever reason, might still be open, and 3 other individuals will assign themselves there. But most likely it's a group of 3 who didn't have a 4th, and I want to put myself there. But if I were with their group of 4 earlier, then I would have been applying almost 10 days or assigning myself almost 10 days earlier. So last things is if you have any questions, give us a phone call or an email. All of our information is on the website, and then follow us on Instagram at UNCG HRL. We post tips, tricks, and reminders when it comes to applying for housing.